Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with the Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. John, what up? Young Merv, what up? Varinder, what up? The Vampire Stream. Damn, Ego, don't sleep. Why would I sleep when it's the Vampire Stream? Smash the like button, no sleep. All work. All hustle, no luck. I'm not drowsy, this is the Vampire Stream. I don't get drowsy, I don't get tired. I'm Kevin Gates. And I definitely don't get tired when you see the Shmoney Gang, $2 super chat to kick off the super chats. The Vampire Stream. Greetings from South Wakanda. Let's do a quick roll call. Y'all saying I'm drowsy? We'll see. The Stream King returns. Them Starbucks keeping you woke, bro. I ain't even been drinking Starbucks too much. Shout out to Oakland. Yeah, Ego, you made it. Man, I owe everything to the fans. Shout out to Victor. Catching up on your last stream, and now you got one live, the Stream King. South Africa up in here. Brooklyn. See, this is how I connect with different regions on the Vampire Stream. Because it's a different set of time zones. Dallas, Brooklyn here, Vampire, and Brooklyn here for the Vampire Stream. Roy says, you the best. Khalil says, what's good, what up? Philly, Redlands, California. LA from DC, Vancouver, Tulsa, Rancho Cucamonga, San Jose, Cali, ATL, Liverpool, on the Vampire Stream. Ego, what's up? You stay working. Love from Pasadena, California. Greensboro, North Carolina. See, I don't know what time it is for you, but I know you up for the Vampire Stream. Santa Ana County, Jersey. San Jose. Sydney, Australia. We ain't got no shooters, so I'm gonna have to hold it down until maybe some come. Damn. I can't sleep when you came in time for the Vampire Stream. Shout out to the Bay Area, my backyard. Let's get into it. Now listen, Lamore, Ego Army, hashtag Vampire Stream. Hats coming soon. I gotta do the hats because y'all keep hitting me. See, we got the nice little mesh on the back, you know what I'm saying? How you feeling? I'm a vampire. Sleep all day, party all night. The Lost Boys on the Vampire Stream. So I'm feeling good. Boxing's in a good spot. What do you think about Mikey Garcia? I love Mikey Garcia. Tactical, technician, thinker, has power. I don't know if he has the same power at 35 as he has at 40, but I mean, obviously he had enough power to knock Sergey Lipinets down. Maybe Lipinets was just very tough and had a beard. I just got off work. Shout out to Donald Banks, man. Making that money, working hard. I don't predict Broner fights. I told you I retired from that. It's the Vampire Stream. Now let me talk about this situation with the Keith Thurman. You know, it's so funny to me. Yeah, I seen some of Canelo's story. Maybe I'll do a video about it. Did you see Canelo tree trunk legs? Hey, did y'all see what De La Hoya put? Y'all want to see? We got to get the likes closer to 50, and I'll show you right now on the Vampire stream. I got Boxing Ego hats with Mexican colors, Mexico flag colors. I just haven't dropped none of it. If we get closer to 50 likes, I'll show you on the Vampire stream what De La Hoya said. It's kind of crazy. Get them likes up. Yeah. We working, people. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this stream, so let's get where we need to be so we can get everything we can out while we still here. Hey, yo, wildin' in these comments. What up, Ego? Cali, stand up. Adriel, what up? You think Mikey could have knocked out Lipinets right after he knocked him down? I mean, Mikey's smart. He even said something like that post-fight. I mean, you up, why do some stupid shit and make yourself look bad? Just control the fight. I don't know if he could have knocked him out because that would have put him... The Vampire Street. I don't know who Thurman's gonna fight. Really, I don't. All right, we close to 50 likes, so I can show y'all. Tell me what y'all think of this clapback comment from De La Hoya. He posted a picture of him like shadow boxing. And then a guy tried to make a joke. He says, looking thick, careful with those cows. Obviously a clenbuterol joke. And De La Hoya responded to the dude, and he says, I have your thick one right here. Wow. Wow. He says, I have your thick one right here. So the guy said, you looking thick, careful with those cows. And De La Hoya says, I have your thick one right here. Someone said, pause. And then he did the crying emoji. Hey, I don't know. He better than me. I wouldn't have put that. But I clicked on this too. It's just a picture, so I can't click on it. But it was really De La Hoya's profile. That man said, I got your thick one. Like, I don't know about that. But let me know what you guys think, man. See, I can't find it. Like on my phone, it'll show you right here. But I'm not looking through all these damn comments. But anyway, this is it. Hey, you got a good ass jab, bro. De La Hoya said he's still out here. Man, they need to change it so I could easily find the comments on here like I can on my phone. But anyway, that was De La Hoya's clapback. De La Hoya got a good ass jab. The Vampire Street. All right, let's talk about this Keith Thurman situation. Listen, I did a video about this, and it's so funny, man. They fell for the mouse trap. Once again, y'all don't hear me. They fell for the mouse trap. Damn, I feel like my nose is itching. They fell for the mouse trap. Let me explain. So let me catch y'all up to speed. Y'all fell for the mouse trap. Keith Thurman posted a picture of him using his arm that had surgery in Clearwater, Florida, throwing out the first pitch. Now, if you go look at the video that I did about it in the comment section, people were like, oh, you're reaching, Ego. He's like, this is fucking ridiculous. You're reaching. Of course he can throw a pitch. It's a pitch. He had the surgery months ago. He's preparing for a fight in May in 2 months. So of course he's gonna be able to throw a pitch. He's in training camp, right? You're reaching with this one, bro. No, I'm not. I'm not reaching. Y'all fell for the mousetrap. Let me explain how they fell for the mousetrap. All the people saying, oh, you're reaching, Ego. Of course he can use his elbow. He had the surgery months ago. That surgery happened 10 months ago. It only took me, I had my elbow repaired, and it only took me 2 months to recover. You're reaching. How is that me reaching when you guys are proving my point? If the elbow injury is the reason that Keith Thurman, they failed for the mousetrap. The elbow injury is what Keith Thurman is citing as the real reason why we cannot, we being us boxing fans, see a fight with Errol Spence Jr. this year. So all the people saying, oh, it only takes 2 months to recover from that type of elbow injury. I had that same surgery. Or you're reaching, bro. Of course he could throw a pitch. Or of course he can throw a pitch. He should be in training camp. He has a fight in May. Y'all fell for the mousetrap. See, they so quick to bite, they don't even see, it's just like the hot seat. They don't see the ultimate big picture. So either way, you're trapped. My thing is this. Okay, if it only takes 2-3 months to recover and have full range of motion, then why can't we see the Errol Spence Jr. fight this year, right? If I'm reaching, and of course Keith Thurman has full range of motion in his elbow to throw a pitch, right? Then why can't we see the Errol Spence Jr. fight? If I'm reaching because Keith Thurman is probably about to start training camp for his May fight, then why can't we see the Errol Spence fight? Not next. I've been clear about that. Not next as in terms of a tune-up, but after that. Y'all fell for the mousetrap. See, they thought they outsmarted me with the videos, but you fell right into the mousetrap. Once again, if you guys are telling me that you had the same surgery and it only took you 3 months to recover and you have full range of motion, if you guys are telling me, of course he could throw a pitch, you fucking moron, because he has a fight in 2 months, he better be able to throw a pitch, then what's wrong with him fighting Errol Spence after his tune-up? Y'all fell for the mousetrap. Once again, that's what happens when you thought you outsmarted me and you didn't think it all through. Shout out to Victor Perez, Shmoney Gang, $2 super chat. If Tupac is Spence and Crawford is Biggie, who you got? I don't even understand the question, but shout out to you for the super chat. The Vampire Stream. Spence will knock him smooth out. Listen, either way, it doesn't make sense to me. You guys are saying Keith Thurman should be, of course, they're like, oh, because I guess in the video I said he just had surgery. I'm from the Bay Area, that's how we talk. I didn't mean just like as in yesterday. I know it was last year because I did a video about it, so I know when he had the surgery, right? But just go look at the comments, and the people, they were getting some likes on the comments. They're like, oh, you're reaching, bro, you're reaching. If, okay, I'm reaching, you're like, I didn't know just having surgery was 10 months ago. You guys are proving my point then. If his surgery was 10 and 11 months ago, you're saying he should be able to throw a pitch, it's just a pitch because he has full range of motion, and hey, I had that same surgery and I only took me 3 months to recover because you think I'm wrong, but then you're proving my point. Why not take a tune-up and then fight Errol Spence? Take a tune-up, see how it is. I mean, if obviously something happened in the fight, then you wouldn't do it, but listen. Harlem Future, $2 super chat. Oh yeah, Ego, I got you this time. They fell for the mousetrap. I'm telling you, you guys fell for the mousetrap. Y'all thought you caught me reaching, but you're proving my point. And you didn't even, some of y'all didn't even know that. You're proving my point. My thing is, the surgery was a while ago, right? Some of you guys were saying, oh, it's a light type of surgery. I had the same thing. And of course I would be able to throw a pitch, and he has a fight coming up. Of course he can use his arm and stuff. Okay, then why not take your tune-up of your choice and then fight Errol Spence. But Keith Thurman had said last year in 2017 that he pretty much wasn't fighting Errol Spence in 2018. So to me, there's more, something else is going on in terms of maybe he wants to build the fight. Maybe he thinks if he can string it out, it gives him more time to prepare. Maybe he's thinking Errol's the, he already said Errol Spence is number 2. He said he's number 1 and Errol's number 2. So I know he thinks at least highly enough of him to say he's number 2, right? So to me, there's something up where he wants to build the fight, like, oh, this is going to be my most difficult fight, as opposed to Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, guys that I've already beat. So I want more time, or I want to really make sure it's worth my while in terms of finances, something. Because he was in 2017, he was basically saying it wasn't going to happen for a whole another year that hasn't started. But again, then how can you're saying it's your elbow, but hold on, we got a super chat. Roy Cortez, $2 super chat. Would Mikey Garcia ever fight Lomachenko? Yeah, I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't. Why wouldn't he? It's just a matter of, will Bob Arum and Top Rank and them work with Al Heyman to make a high-profile fight like that? I mean, they just worked on Leonidas Lomachenko, Golden Boy, and Top Rank, so hopefully that's a sign that all these fights can get made. Another $2 super chat from Australia. This one's from Adam H. Anderson. Some need to let it go and let it marinate thing. Let go of the let it marinate thing. That's what I'm talking about. So, yo, feel for the mousetrap. Either way, I have no beef with Keith Thurman getting a tune-up fight. He deserves that. 2-belt champion, had a tough schedule with Porter, Danny Garcia, where he unified, right? Fought a guy who was undefeated in Garcia. Previously fought a guy who was only once beaten. Both of them gave him a good look and a good test, gave him some rounds, went the distance. So I have no problem with him taking a tune-up, not just because he's coming off of surgery and injury, but he's off a long layoff, and his last 2 fights were intense fights. So I have no beef with that. But like I said, Keith Thurman has virtually ruled out Errol Spence in multiple interviews at this point for all of 2018. So to me, there has to be something going on aside from just the elbow, because as you see, he's throwing a pitch, and you guys have to listen. I've talked about certain things that Eddie Hearn have said about Wilder Joshua that seems inconsistent to me. Certain things that Keith Thurman has said, I'm not quite understanding. If it's simply, shout out to the UK. He says, just in time, coffee and ego. I see you, bro. Shout out to the UK. This is what I'm telling you guys. This is why, in my opinion, it makes sense to just be 100% truthful, if at all possible, in all situations. You don't have to think about a bunch of different things you've said, and it's just easy. It's just easier that way when you just keep it all the way real. You know what I mean? But if you pawn it off on the elbow injury, that's the reason, okay. Then my question would be something like this. If Keith Thurman, you're entitled to a tune-up. We've already made that abundantly clear. No one has a problem with that, or at least not me, right? Fight a tune-up. But you've already ruled out Errol Spence for the remainder of the year. And you've said, oh, I probably got to fight mandatories. And the WBC put 2 mandatories in front of you, Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, which is weird that he has 2. But beyond that, he's expressed the idea of fighting Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, 2 guys that gave him generous, decent fights, you know what I mean, pretty good fights, right? So there's a risk in fighting them too. Some people thought Sean Porter beat you the first time. Not as much Danny Garcia, but I mean, Danny Garcia's dad and him think he won. You know what I mean? I didn't. I had Keith Thurman winning, but whatever. They think they won. So why is it that your elbow is good enough to take a tune-up of your choice? You said not anyone in the top 10, right? And then possibly fight your mandatories, who are far from bums, far from easy fights. And your elbow's good enough for that, but it's not good enough for Errol Spence. So to me, that means something. We're missing a piece of the puzzle. To me, that means maybe you think Errol Spence is the most difficult fight. Maybe you think Danny Garcia and Sean Porter are better because they're worth more money. But something's being left out because that doesn't make sense. Because neither Danny Garcia or Sean Porter is an easy fight for anyone at welterweight. Like where it's just easy. Even Errol Spence, I wouldn't call that easy. I think Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, even if you think Errol Spence beats them, I don't think it'll look like the Lamont Peterson because they both have more power, right? And they're like a bit more proven at welterweight. So I wouldn't say those guys are easy for anyone. So why has Keith Thurman been willing to fight them in rematches and talking about mandatories? But every time the Errol Spence brand and name comes up, Keith Thurman seems more content placing that in the future. Kimo said, $2 super chat, Shmoney Gang. Keith, it's not gonna happen, baby Thurman. Y'all crazy with these names. I told y'all fell for the mousetrap. Look, y'all don't want to listen to me. Keith, he was throwing the ball. Look at these comments. Oh, you can pitch a ball, but you can't fight Errol Spence. Sometime Thurman. Stop throwing balls and pick up your own balls and fight Errol Spence already. Ready to see if you still got it, G. Here's what they think about you. Don't blame me. Throwing that Errol Spence Jr. contract. Why wait till next year to fight Spence? Come on, Keith. See, here's what they think about it. It's not me. Elbow looks great, buddy. Now fight Spence. I thought your elbow was fucked off. Looking a little chunky. Thanks for wearing Phillies. Stop ducking Errol Spence. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys can say whatever you want about me. I've been doing this, but you can't fool boxing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, boxing knows what they want. Like, boxing doesn't just put pressure on fighters in comment section and shit like that for fights they don't want. Who like, let's be real. Let's play a game. Since y'all want to play games, I'm on my jigsaw shit. I want to play a game. The welterweight division has spent years, right? Who the fuck is in Keith Thurman's comment section asking him to fight David Peralta? Actually, he might fight a David Peralta. He said he's not fighting no one in the top 10. But my thing is, what boxing fans are in his comment section like, oh, fight David Peralta. He beat Robert Guerrero and then disappeared. But anyway, who's asking him to fight him? So once again, it's not hard to figure out who fans want to see you fight. And this is the thing, I'm realistic. I understand you can't just fight who the fans want you to fight each and every outing. I get that. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, for me, I think like Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, if they fight each other, then they don't have to fight in their next 2 or 3 fights. They don't have to fight nobody crazy. You know what I mean? Because actually there is nobody. Who else is there? You know what I'm saying? If there is nobody at the top like that at heavyweight. If Anthony Joshua beats Joseph Parker and then he fights Wilder and then we get an undisputed champion, then they can fight whoever they want next. They could take a soft ass touch. Tyson Fury, but like I said, he's a wild card because once again, he's losing weight. That's good, but I'm not. Losing weight is half the battle. We still got to see how you look in the ring. You might not look like the same fighter. You guys act like people can wait. Message to the weightlifter. You know what I'm saying? And gain all this weight and then always be good. Like, you know what I mean? He's done that a lot of times in his career. What if that one time it catches up to you? Chavez Jr. looked like shit, but I'm sure he's had weight things before. But Chavez Jr. looked like shit versus Canelo. So sometimes that mismanaging your weight in your off season can catch up to you. You know what I mean? So we got to. Tyson Fury is a wild card. He's a good fighter, can box his ass off, but we don't know what he's gonna look like until he comes back. He hasn't, like, I said this before. I'm gonna say it again. Tyson Fury. Hold on, I gotta take this allergy medicine. My nose is. Listen, Tyson Fury came when he fought Klitschko the last time he fought. Creed came out that same week. It was in November. They're already working on filming Creed 2. Michael B. Jordan, the star of Creed, has already had another hit movie, Black Panther. And he got this movie that looks pretty dope, Fahrenheit 451 or whatever, coming on HBO. So Michael B. Jordan, because he's an actor, you know what I mean, who's sought out, his career's been popping. He's, you know what I mean, he's done stuff since. But Tyson Fury's been on the sideline for obvious reasons. You know what I mean, they're already filming Creed 2. And Creed 1 is on video. So that just goes to show you that was quite some time ago. But anyway, like I said, Keith Thurman, he's a good fighter. I like Keith Thurman. But I never understood why Errol Spence seemed to... Denzel had like 4 movies since Tyson Fury last fought. Yeah, you're tripping. Yeah, okay, Tyson Fury, he still ain't came back. I've had 4 Golden Globes, 2 Oscars. But like I said, every time Errol Spence is brought up, it seems like an afterthought. Why are you so happy to fight a mandatory? Like, we've already seen you fight them. Those are tough fights, but we've seen you fight them. You don't want the belt, like undisputed? I don't know, just it seems like a different energy. Yo, we gotta get to 100 likes. We've been stuck in the 80s for a minute. Smash the like button. And like I said, y'all fell for the mousetrap. Y'all didn't even see it coming. But everyone's, oh, of course he could throw a ball. You're fucking stupid. Of course his arm is back. Okay, so you're admitting his arm is back. And I'm the one that's reaching. But you just said his arm was good. So if his arm is good, why not take a tune-up, get back? Like, okay, Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia fought Brandon Rios, which most people thought he would beat him. He was the favorite, right? So his next fight, people probably, he's a top level guy, not even a champion anymore, not even undefeated anymore. People probably want to see him fight maybe a Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, you know what I mean? Another top level guy, right? So the same thing could be said for Keith Thurman. If Keith Thurman, take your tune-up, and like I said with the Broner example, Broner's coming off a loss fighting Jesse Vargas. Keith Thurman's coming off of a career of nothing but wins and a surgery, but he didn't want to gamble with a guy like Jesse Vargas. Even though I would favor Keith Thurman to beat Jesse Vargas, even coming off injury. That's my personal opinion. But Keith Thurman, his demeanor or wherever his brand is or his career or his mind is at, he thought, it sounds like he said, I'm not fighting anyone in the top 10 probably. So to me, that means Thurman really wants to take it easy on his arm and not be stuck in there with somebody as tough as a Jesse Vargas, because you don't know. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, you can say whatever about me, but the fans are in the comment section telling you what they want to see. And like, I just don't understand. Maybe someone can clarify this, because all of a sudden, oh, you're biased, ego, and all this. Okay. My simple question is this. Eugenia, what up? My simple question is this. Keith Thurman, again, no one has a problem with the tune-up. He can fight whoever he wants. But then after, who do you want to see him fight? That's one question. You telling me you'd rather see him fight a guy he already beat, Danny Garcia, and another guy he already beat, Sean Porter, over Errol Spence? That's what you guys really want, like as boxing fans? You know what I'm saying? And they have to see it. Every time Keith Thurman is interviewed these days, people are asking about Errol Spence. The interview where he's like, not going to happen, baby. 2018, you're not going to see it, right? the whole questioning, the whole line of questioning was, are you going to keep fans salivating at the mouth for a mega fight between you and Errol Spence Jr.? And he said, not going to happen. They didn't say, oh, are you going to keep fans salivating over a Porter rematch or a Danny Garcia rematch? You know what I'm saying? So people, promoters, fighters, they act as if they don't know who fans want to see you fight. It's very clear at most times. People want to see Floyd fight Pacquiao. People want to see Joshua fight Wilder. People want to see Thurman and Spence. People want to see Lomachenko and Linares. Lomachenko and Mikey Garcia. You know what I mean? It's pretty easy. And again, I'm realistic. I'm not saying every fight. I'm not saying Lomachenko needs to fight Linares, then Mikey Garcia, then move up and fight Terrence Crawford. That's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? You could fight Linares. If you beat him, maybe fight like a Ray Beltran or Terry Flanagan, and then have 2 fights like that, then fight Felix Verdejo or Mikey Garcia. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. Radio Raheem was trying not to laugh at what? LOL. But they're not going to happen, baby? And like I said, Broner gets a lot of shit, but he's coming off of, listen, some of y'all don't understand, we're almost at 100 likes. Smash the like button. The Vampire Stream. Some of y'all don't give props to this in the game. Okay, let's do a simple quiz. Who has a bigger brand for whatever reason, good or bad? Who is more known, Adrian Broner or Keith Thurman? Who has a bigger brand? Made more money in the sport, more people would know him. Adrian Broner or Keith Thurman? AB, Broner. AB, Broner. Exactly. I would agree with you that Adrian Broner, for whatever reason, I'm not talking about quality of the fighter, I'm not talking about suicide attempts or rants or dissing Floyd, I'm talking about who has a bigger brand and profile, who is more known. And everyone is saying Adrian Broner. And they're saying not even close. AKA, I agree with that. Broner has a bigger brand. He is a bigger established, probably got bigger paychecks, right? He's a bigger brand. So he has pretty much the bigger, bottom line, we know in boxing is a business. The bigger you are, the more shots you can call. Pretty much. Look at Canelo, look at Floyd, look at Cotto. You know what I mean? Look at any A side. They called the fight Cotto Martinez, and Sergio Martinez was a champion. Why? Because Cotto was a challenger, but he was a bigger name A side. So bottom line is Adrian Broner, we all, from everyone I've seen, including me, said Broner has a bigger brand, not quality of fight or who would win, Thurman or Broner. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just talking about the level of celebrity, the level of money you generate, level of how many people know you, right? Broner is the bigger star. Maybe not even for the right reasons, because he's in trouble with the law or beefing with Floyd or whatever, but he's the bigger brand, right? And he doesn't have to fight Jesse Vargas coming off of a loss. He could rematch Adrian Granados. He could fight some top 10 bum or something at 140. He's the bigger brand, and he's coming off a loss. So if he wanted to do like Danny Garcia and fight a guy like Brandon Rios, a guy that he should beat, I'm not calling Brandon Rios an easy fight or a bum, but I'm saying Danny Garcia, most people thought he would beat him. He would have every right to do that coming off the Mikey Garcia loss. But Broner, being a bigger brand, is still taking a tough fight. You could say whatever. You say he's foolish, you could say his heart, whatever. He's taking a Jesse Vargas fight. Somebody that it sounds like Keith Thurman didn't want to fight coming straight off of a long layoff. And Broner's the bigger brand. He could easily fight a guy. I don't even know all the people. I'm trying to think of like a smaller name at 140 that he could fight just to prove my point. You know what I mean? He could bring a guy up from 35 and bring him to 40. But Broner, he's still, like I said, maybe he has too much heart, whatever. He's still trying to prove, and he don't even have to prove because he's coming off a loss. Like, I mean, really, aside from people who hate Broner, aside from people who just never gonna give him credit or whatever, if he was coming off a Mikey Garcia loss, are you really expecting him to fight Errol Spence or Keith Thurman next? Like, he don't have to do that. He's coming off a loss. Anybody's, like Luis Ortiz just lost to Wilder. I'm not gonna say he has to fight AJ next. I mean, if he If he got the fight, got offered the fight, then fuck it. Then you want to take it, take it. But you know when a guy comes off a loss, you don't have to take another tough ass fight where you may lose. So that's my whole point. Broner, where his mind is, or growing up in Cincinnati, whatever, this man coming off a loss and taking a guy like Jesse Vargas at 144. Jesse Vargas ain't no pushover. He ain't no punk. He been in there. And this man had, listen, this dude had all-time Hall of Famers training him. Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones, Eric Morales, and then Dewey Cooper. You know what I'm saying? That man had like, that's some of my favorite fighters right there. Eric Morales, Roy Jones, Floyd, and he's been with all of them at different times in his career. He's definitely been around the block, definitely been a part of boxing. That's a tough fight for Broner based on the style, to me. Broner didn't have to do that, but he's still doing it. Keith Thurman, no one's even caring. Okay, you don't want to fight Jesse Vargas in that? Cool. Not a big problem. But then after, you still don't want to fight Errol Spence? Like, and here's like I said, you got to listen to what people said. Keith Thurman was talking about not really fighting Errol Spence next year, before it even turned 2018, right? All right, JC Allen, this is how I catch a body. We got a shooter. You saying stupid shit, now it's time to body you. Adrian Broner gets no props, ego. You're reaching. He's a C-level fighter. What does C-level fighter have anything to do with what I said? Second of all, what did I reach for? Do you know what the term reaching means? What did I say that was inaccurate? Because if someone tells me where I'm from that I'm reaching, then that means I said something and I exaggerated it or I expanded it beyond the point of reality. So now that you're in the hot seat and you want to get dogged in the hot seat, you explain how Broner's a C-level fighter, what I said that I was reaching, and everything you just said in your comment. What did I reach on? And you said Broner gets no props. See, he don't get no props because you're a fucking man fan and you don't want to give him any props. You said he calling shots not in 2018. So he doesn't, okay. So there's no one he can fight that he would be the A side against. That's what you mean to tell me. Okay, now you really getting bodied. You know how this A side shit works. So everyone voted. It wasn't even just me, right? And we all agreed that Broner is a bigger brand than Keith Thurman. I didn't see anyone. So how is it that Broner is not calling any shots? Oh, you about to get buried. I can't wait. This is fun. Okay. So everyone respects the green belt. Cool. This is 140. All right. I'm not going to use Amir Imam because he has a fight this week. So that's not even realistic. I'm not going to use Jose Ramirez because he's fighting Imam. So Regis Prograis. Broner wouldn't be the A side versus Regis. I'm not talking about who wins. I'm talking about would he be the A side in negotiations? Would it be Broner versus Prograis, or would it say Prograis? Well, it might say Prograis because he's a champion now, but who's the A side? You said Broner wouldn't call any shots. If Broner fought, fuck it, we'll use Imam. If he fought Imam, who's the A side? Not who wins, who's the A side? If he fought Regis Prograis, who's the A side? If he fought Jose Carlos Ramirez, who's the A side? If he fought Victor Postal, who's the A side? If he fought Josh Taylor, who's the A side? He was about to fight Omar Figueroa, and this shit said Broner Figueroa. If he fight Ndongo, who just got knocked out, who's the A side? If he fought Felix Diaz, who Crawford knocked out, who's the A side? If he fought Anthony Yigit, who's the A side? I don't even know who that is, really. I seen his name, though. If he fought this dude. You said Broner don't call the name, or you said he don't call the shots, not in 2008. Who is this dude? Mohamed Mamouni, Hiroki Okada. Broner wouldn't be the A side over these people. Antonio DeMarco, a guy he already knocked out, right? This is the top 15, but I'm reaching. Albert Puello. So who name you say names going on the list
Broner's number 7. There's guys ranked higher than him, and based on branding and how boxing works, he's still the A side over all these guys who are ranked higher than him. He was about to fight a guy ranked higher than him, and this shit says Broner Figueroa. So how am I reaching? Name one person on that list, on this whole list, that is an A side. We know how A side shit works. John Molina, another guy he already beat, right? Name somebody. Miguel Vasquez, who recently got knocked out. Shout out to my dude Mario Barrios. So you tell me, since I'm the one that's reaching.
No. See, now they back off the blocks when they get flamed up. Now JC Allen's response says he's sorry. Who could he fight that would be a believable win? What does any of that have to do with what you're saying? You're saying he's sorry. You're still talking about the quality of Broner. I never was even talking about Broner beats Imam or Broner would knock out Regis Pro. We're not even talking about who wins. This is not a fight prediction debate. So what is he's sorry? Who could he fight that would be a believable win? Yeah, he got Twitter likes and popular, but he's a bum. Now the truth is coming out about who really is biased and who really is the one making sense and who's not. Because now you're not even arguing what you're supposed to be arguing about. You said Broner does not call the shots in 2018. But now you admitted, you know you done fucked up. Now you admitted that he's popular and he got Twitter likes. Right? Why do y'all fuck with me? And again, you calling people bums and C-level fighters and who could he beat? Now your bias is starting to show. Now we see why you were doing this. Once again, you also said, oh, Broner don't get no props. You know why you don't get no props? Because you're a fucking hater and you're a man fan and you still haven't proven me wrong. But just like a typical hot seat victim, I'm gonna start giving y'all numbers like cattle. I'm gonna just, what I sent, you're gonna send number 67 to the slaughterhouse. Ego across the belly. You know what I'm saying? You talking about, oh, you're reaching. What have I reached about? Who? Name one person on that list that Broner doesn't trump in terms of A side, not who can he beat or lose to. That's why you're so quiet, because you know you got ripped. Ego across the belly, he proved you lost already. Come collect this L since I'm reaching. You know what I mean? It shows who is biased all along. The man fan got me hitting floors. You talking about he's C-level and who can he beat? No, that wasn't even what you said initially. That wasn't even what we were debating or arguing. But once again, you can't stay focused. You got to have them ADD arguments. Now he gonna send me a super chat. JC Allen, $2 super chat, and it just says respect. If somebody pays me and says respect, you tell me who won in the hot seat. Shooters, you can either put them in timeout or you can block them. I'll leave it up to you. But if you say respect and pay me, then we already know who won. So I hope it was worth it. Man, you lucky J-Dog showed you mercy. It's probably because you paid me. Bro, listen. I'm telling you, this is why the casuals get burned up. This is why they get burned up, because they're speaking with this. They're not speaking with this. They're not speaking with rational thinking. They're not speaking with logic. They're not speaking with fact. They're speaking with this. Bottom line, it's very easy to see for everybody. You don't like Broner. That's why your first comment, the very first thing in his response that put him in the hot seat was Broner don't get no props. That's the very first thing he said. Broner don't get, of course he don't get no props from you. And then he said, I'm reaching. I'm not reaching. I said nothing but fact. He was supposed to fight Omar Figueroa. Now he's fighting Jesse Vargas, and he's coming off a loss. That's not a reach. Everything I said was factual. And in addition, I gave him props for something specific. I didn't say he beats Omar Figueroa. I didn't say he beats Jesse Vargas. If you listen, in this stream, I said I am not doing any Adrian Broner fight predictions. But once again, they have selective hearing.
I didn't give a fight prediction. This has nothing to do with the fight prediction. Again, if you listen, I said I'm not doing a Broner fight prediction. And if you listen to my past stream, I said it's because Broner, I don't know. I don't know what Broner's going to show up. But he didn't want to give him credit, but they start making their own narrative. The only thing I was just giving Broner credit for is the motherfucker got heart and he's down to fight anyone. Coming off a loss to Mikey Garcia, being an A-side, he's still willing to fight Omar Figueroa or Jesse Vargas. He didn't care. He's like, line them up. And those are both dangerous fights for him. But the dude, oh, I'm not giving him credit. He deserves credit for that. Whether you think he beats Vargas or Figueroa, I don't care about none of that. He deserves credit for signing on the dotted line. The can man for real. He really is willing to fight anybody. Can he beat them? I don't know. That's something different. I'm just giving him props for signing on the dotted line. But once again, if you're a man fan, you're not going to be able to see this. If you already have a natural hatred for it, then you're not going to give him credit. I give credit where credit's due. Orlando Perez talking about next topic. How about you leave the stream? You don't, listen, there's over 100 people in here. Nobody else is complaining but you. So again, if you don't want to be in the live stream, you don't like the current topic, then I suggest you leave. Because you don't control, you don't dictate. Nobody else has a problem but you. So you check back. That's how it works. No, I'm just doing a recap. Again, if you don't like the direction, the pacing, check back. Come back in 5 minutes. I'm not going to talk about one person in the hot seat when I flamed 1 million people in the hot seat. Who's working on the website? Me. I'm working on the website. But yeah, like I said, I give props to Broner because he has heart and he's willing to fight whoever, even when he's the A side. And that's the other thing the dude said. He was like, oh, Broner, he don't call the shots. Name someone he wouldn't call the shots or be the A side with in that whole top 20 list with the WBC. Yes, I do need help. Email me. It's in my description. Yeah, definitely. Email me in the description box. I mean, my email's in my description box. I taught myself web design, but I'm not like super well versed and like master coder and stuff. Okay, I'll look out for you. Thank you. LaShawn, what up? But yeah, and see, this what I'm talking about. The bottom line, the whole point I was making, Broner is the A side. He's the A side over them names that you see at 140. Not talking about who wins in a fight. I'm talking about A side, the boxing politics stuff that you guys seem to love so much. He's the A side. He's a bigger star. He's a more known name than Josh Taylor and Figueroa and Dongo and all that. And he still doesn't have to take these tough fights coming off of a loss, and he's still doing it. Keith Thurman is saying his shoulder or his elbow is bothering him, and he didn't want to fight Jesse Vargas. I mean, it sounded like that was something that was trying. I mean, Jesse Vargas has an interview saying they were talking to me about the fight, but Thurman didn't want it or something. So it just shows you the different mindset. And again, I'm not trying to make this focus on Keith Thurman taking a tune-up or Jesse Vargas, because I don't care who his next fight is like that. If he's gonna fight someone probably better at the end of the year. So if he wants a tune-up, he wants a tune-up. I mean, I just hope it's not someone like super. Let's see, because you know, I don't even know. He might really fight like a David Peralta. Let's look at the welterweight division. I don't know who he's gonna fight. Look, Keith Thurman's the champ. So he said no one in the top 10. So from Adrian Granada or Bradley Skeet, Super Skeet. So Jamal James just knocked out Diego Chavez, and that's the person I said he might fight. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. I know him. Damn, Berto's number 16. Brandon Rios just lost. Peterson just lost. Chavez just lost. Maidana's brother is number 21. I don't know who he's gonna fight, to be honest. Damn, they got Devin Alexander, number 24. Ray Robinson just got knocked out too. David Evanesian got knocked out. Victor Ortiz should have lost to Devin. It's actually directed, J-Dog, it's directed by Ego. Directed by Ego. At Gmail. Yeah, I don't know who Keith Thurman's gonna fight because I don't even know some of them like off the wall names that I've never heard. He's not gonna fight Berto because Berto and him from Florida, they're friends, so I don't think they'll fight. They're not gonna fight. And I don't think that if you didn't want to fight Jesse Vargas, I don't know if you really want to fight Berto either. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Berto's that like much of a tune-up or whatever. Yes, that's it, J-Dog. But yeah, I don't know who Keith Thurman's gonna fight next, but ultimately it doesn't matter. That night's a good night of boxing regardless of who he fights because it's Adonis Stevenson and Badu Jack that same night too. Make sure as you guys come in, you smash the like button for the vampire stream. I've almost been on an hour. We got like 10 more minutes to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about on the vampire stream. But anyway, see, this what I'm talking about with man fans. It is so hard for them to give simple credit. They hate certain fighters so much that they won't even give them credit for something small. Literally, the only thing I just credited Broner with was he's down to fight whoever. He fought Maidana in his second fight. He jumped up 2 divisions to fight Paulie. In his second fight at welterweight, after having a tough fight with Paulie, he fought one of the biggest punchers at welterweight at the time. Maidana lost that. A couple fights later at 140, he fought a couple people. Then he fought Sean Porter. I mean, he fought Mikey Garcia. Coming off a loss, he was down to fight Omar Figueroa. Now he's fighting Jesse Vargas. I mean, that's crazy, coming off a loss. Rabchenko's at 154, and he just got stopped. That don't make no sense for Broner to be fighting him. Or Keith Thurman. Thurman versus Josecito Lopez. That makes sense. I can see that. I don't know if Josecito is top 10. No, actually, I don't see him here. That's cool if he wants to fight Josecito. But I don't know, because Josecito was supposed to fight on this Mikey Garcia card, and then all of a sudden he was off it. So I don't know if he's injured or maybe they pulled him off the card to fight Keith Thurman and just ain't told him. I don't know. Thurman, where's Chris Algieri been? Like, I ain't seen Chris. Has he fought since Errol Spence? Has Chris Algieri fought since the Errol Spence loss? Thurman gonna give Bundu a rematch. No, I'm just playing. Marcus Brown and Kovalev or Beterbiev. Hey, I'm not mad at that. Marcus Brown's been looking good. Kovalev's a champion. I doubt Kovalev fights Beterbiev next, but that's just me. Chris Algieri who was cooking or something for Sullivan Barrera. He works with Danny Jacobs, who has a fight. I think they still work together. Spence made him change his occupation. Hey, you shady. He said he. Yeah, I don't know who Keith Thurman's gonna fight. You know what's weird too? Why hasn't Top Rank announced Crawford Horn officially? Like official. Like, I'm talking about, you go to their page. This is their verified page. And then they'll say nothing. It don't say nothing about their fit. Like, we know that's what's supposed to be happening next, but I haven't seen any official announcements. I thought that was kind of weird. Because the fight's literally about a month away. It's like the 14th right now. And April 14th is a month away.
How you going to announce Lomachenko-Linares, which was still in negotiations at best, and we knew about Crawford versus... We already knew about Crawford versus Jeff Horn since last year, basically, and it's still not officially announced. That's weird to me. I don't know if that Pacquiao not being on the undercard, if that threw it off, but no press conference. That's not a good look, because I mean, I don't know if they're gonna do one, but you're a month out, like no ticket sale, like that's not good. It's on regular ESPN now. Where'd you hear that? I like that. I actually like that more though. Because see, Top Rank, if that's true, Top Rank they try to pull one, because they try to throw Pacquiao's name on there no matter who he's fighting, even if he was fighting Mike Alvarado, and be like, oh, hey, it's pay-per-view now. That's actually a good thing. I like that. But yeah, you can't see, this is the thing, Pacquiao, I actually feel bad for Pacquiao a bit. Pacquiao's not the star he once was. You know what I'm saying? He's just not. He doesn't have the same star. I mean, look at it. He's talking. See, the thing, even with Mayweather fighting Berto, he fought Berto because he just closing his contract, and he chose Berto. Like, Pacquiao's coming off a loss to Jeff Horn, and they put him in there with Mike Alvarado. That's, I don't know. I just feel like you can't just put him in that type of fight and then slap it on the card and be like, hey, it's a pay-per-view product now. Now, if it was Pacquiao, Lucas Matisse, that's not bad. That's not bad. You can definitely sell that. That's what they're talking about, him fighting now. I can see that. Pacquiao's gonna get destroyed by Matisse? Maybe, but Matisse didn't look good himself in his last fight. So it's not a foregone conclusion. Pacquiao is no longer the guy to beat Mayweather. That's why his star power is gone. Yeah, that actually could be. Well, I can't say it's just that, but I understand what you're saying. Part of it could also be, I think that once people found out he wasn't, that reduced his star power. But he's not putting on the same performances a la Ricky Hatton, De La Hoya, Mosley, Cotto. You know what I mean? It's not looking like that. You know what? The funny thing is this. Everybody was all juiced about Lomachenko possibly fighting Manny Pacquiao. I'm not even that juiced like people. I'm really not. Like, some people are like, oh, wow, it's crazy. Shout out to you, Vegas. I'll check my email. I like Bivol. I mean, I still got to see more. Sullivan Barrera wasn't, he's a good fighter, but he already lost to Andre Ward. You know what I mean? He wasn't he's getting knocked down by guys like Shabransky. So in a fight that he would later win, he got knocked down by Joe Smith Jr. in a fight he would later win. But I still had questions about Sullivan Barrera's chin. But for Bivol to have so few fights and to put him away, you know what I mean? That's impressive. You know what I mean? Because that was definitely a step up for him. You know what? Bivol is like Regis Prograis to me right now. Fun to watch, clearly have power, looks like they can box too, and they're looking nice. But for me, just being 100% honest, I'm definitely looking forward to them, and they could be like the top at 140 and 175. They might be that, but I gotta still see more because, like I said, Julius Ndongo ain't fought since last August, and he lost that fight to Terence Crawford via stoppage. So even though it was a step up for Regis Prograis, and that's great to add to his resume, right? I still got to see more because it wasn't like a Mikey Garcia. If he did that to Mikey Garcia or Jose Ramirez, Amir Imam winner, those guys have more momentum. So I would be like, wow, like there's no more questions. But I'm not saying rush him into those fights. I'm not saying rush Regis into those fights. He's where he should be at his career. But I'm saying I can't just say he's the best ever off of Ndongo coming off a loss. It was a good step up. a guy who had height, and you destroyed him, knocked him down like 3 times. That's good. That's good for where you're at in your career. Same thing with Bevel. B. Sullivan Brera, good step up. Vegas, that's not my email. It's directedbyego@gmail.com. So it's the wrong, it looks like the wrong one. Directedbyego@gmail. Yeah, same thing. Someone just asked me about Anthony Yard. Yeah, just copy and paste it. Or whatever. Anthony Yard, same thing. I mean, listen, I'm not, all these guys are fun to watch. Daniel Dubois, Anthony Yard, Josh Kelly, Regis Prograis, Dimitri Bivol, Vodsdick, all of them. But until, yeah, that's it. Vegas, that's it. Until they fight an M prime guy with momentum, or unificate, those types of things, then I don't really know fully where they're at. You get what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts. All right, it's been an hour. I'm about to get off the vampire stream. You know, I'm not, a lot of y'all keep asking me about Spence Crawford. Crawford got to get past Jeff Horn. I got to see how he looks in that process. And it's not going to happen anytime soon. So I'm not even going to spend, like I said, I'm not trying to be dickish, but a lot of people asking me questions. Like, I want to talk about what kind, like Wilder Joshua. Hopefully, if things play out, those things can happen soon. So I'm going to spend probably more time talking about things like Regis Prograis versus Mikey Garcia. I think that could be a hell of a fight, but it's not literally, realistically something that's going to happen probably anytime soon. So I don't know. It's just kind of a waste until it's closer. Someone said, not going to happen, baby. Eddie Hearn talking mad wild about Wilder. What'd he say? Thoughts on Joshua Parker? It's a good fight. Unification. I'm picking Joshua. And I said it before. Joseph Parker, when he was on the up and coming, I felt like he was looking better. And then he got the belt, and it's looked like his performances have downgraded. But this is boxing. You never know. Sometimes people, you're fighting a guy as big as Anthony Joshua, not physically as big, but you're fighting a guy who's as big as him, like star power. Maybe you get up and make sure you do everything, don't cut no corners, because you want to be the first to defeat him. So maybe Joseph Parker can pull a rabbit out of the hat like that. But based on his recent performances with like Huey Fury and stuff like that, like he looked pretty strong on his way up. He looked like a bigger puncher, and then he started getting in there with the Huey Furies and stuff like that. Do you think this is Joshua's toughest fight? It might be, but Klitschko might be too. So probably between Klitschko and him, yeah. Klitschko pushed him for sure. Ego, who wants to avoid Wilder more, Hearn or Joshua? Hearn, for sure. At the end of the day, Joshua, he's a fighter. He wouldn't have got like in this business per se if he was just like a scary individual that didn't want to take punches and was worried about a black eye or whatever. You know what I mean? That's not the business you get into if you just like a coward or, you know what I'm saying? Like less than average heart or whatever. And Eddie Hearn's doing more talking, so I definitely think it's him. You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn is the one. I ain't really heard Anthony Joshua say too much. He said a couple of things, and he's saying a little bit about Wilder, but not like Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's saying stuff that promoters, I guess they're doing their job promoting, because some of the stuff is questionable. Like Eddie Hearn says, Deontay Wilder will get knocked out in 3 rounds by Joshua. LSI, let's see it. Simple. That's cool, I'm with it. Let's watch it. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like talking about, I said this on my last stream, it doesn't make sense to me. Eddie Hearn act like he the one that has to get in there and fight Deontay. Promoter. Trainers do that too. April Sanchez be talking like he's the Golovkin. Freddie Roach be talking like he's Pacquiao or whoever. But like I said, it's just 2018, and I came up with this in 2017 because we do every year we're gonna do a motto, and I told you the new one for 2018, our motto was "Let's see it," and I'm glad I came up with that one particularly because anytime someone's saying, "Oh, he's getting destroyed and knocked down three," let's see it. I mean, that's what you feel. It's like put your money up, like. See, that's what I'm saying. This internet age has people like gassed up where they just want to go back and forth, like Aaliyah, back and forth, back and forth. There's nothing to go back and forth. Mayweather Pacquiao, that era is over. We already know what happened. We already know how long it took to make that fight. That shit is dead door. A lot has changed since then. We finally got to see the fight. Boom, boom, boom. That's dead. So it's no one's trying to be on no internet for 5 years. Oh, I bet you Joshua would do this to Wilder, but no, Wilder's right. There's no point. Let's see it. If Eddie Hearn, you have to ask these promoters to like explain this. Wilder's team said it don't have to be 50-50 as long as it's a deal that makes sense for us, right? They even said recently, I believe, that they'll take 40%. Okay, so that being said, we just want a fair deal. What's the point of Gerald Miller? Like, what's the point? You know, Will Smith has a great quote. He says, they say, oh, do you ever have a plan B? He said, I don't have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. He says, so if I want to be an actor, I want to be a rapper, that's my plan. He says, basically, if you have a plan B, then you're almost anticipating that there's a possibility that you fail, right? So the same can be said. Eddie Hearn's a businessman. Matchroom is a business. I get it. So if you have every intentions in making Joshua versus Wilder beyond the Parker fight, then you don't even need to bring up Gerald Big Baby Miller. Why even tell people that that's what you will make if the Wilder fight doesn't work out? Because one, I'm not saying you shouldn't have that in tow because you should always have a backup plan or it would be smart, but you don't have to express that. You don't have to express that to the media camera. The fact that you put that out there makes me feel like that Eddie Hearn is anticipating that Wilder Joshua, there's a chance that they're not going to agree on something. And that's kind of negative energy. Just if he gets past Parker and he's serious about it, you're serious about it, and nobody's trying to rob the other person, then the fight should be able to get done. And if in fact it doesn't, then that's where you start looking at other options like Gerald Miller. So that's just my thoughts. But like I said, Eddie Hearn saying, oh, Joshua wants it. Joshua knocks him out in 3. I'm worried about Wilder's going to lose his fight before Joshua gets to him. What fight? Like, if Wilder's fight's over with Ortiz, they fought in the same month. So I said this last stream. Why would you be worried? Somebody answer this, please. Somebody answer this, please, please. If Joshua gets past Joseph Parker, why would you be worried that Deontay Wilder will lose before Joshua gets to him if that's the next fight? Somebody make that make sense. That's what Eddie Hearn said. So why would you be worried that Wilder loses before you get to him if you make that fight next? The only time that would happen is if you try to string it out and make it for a future date and you guys go your own separate ways and then somebody in the meantime beats him. Look, Hearn worried Deontay Wilder will lose before he makes Joshua fight. Boxing News 24. Hearn worried Deontay Wilder will lose before he makes Joshua fight. Boxing News 24. Right? You guys all see it. Hey, let's get to 150 likes, or try to. Smash the like button.
He said to Fight Hub, the 7th round, he was gone, meaning Deontay Wilder. The 20 seconds New York Commission gave him, rightfully so, is within their rules, was potentially a career saver for Deontay Wilder. See, none of this is here nor there. Because you just admitted that the New York Athletic Commission was well within their rights, but then now you're trying to say it's a career saver for Deontay Wilder. Who cares? Nothing illegal happened. You know what I mean? Because you said the 20 seconds they gave him is within their rules. And if it's within their rules, nobody was cheated. You can't criticize Deontay for that, or even the commission. So this whole statement, this whole stanza. All right, K. Jackson, got him.
And I seen you talking shit on one of my other videos. So it is time to be in the hot seat. Got him. Got him. Got him, coach. Your comment says biased ego. So what's so biased? You have the floor. We'll see who makes it out. Let me turn. This is the boxing ego. Since I'm biased ego, I don't even want the boxing ego showing until I beat you in the hot seat. Then I can turn it around. Someone said, yes, we had JC Allen, me and him had a hot seat, but he only got put in timeout. And he says, yay, it's somebody else's turn. That's funny. Shout out to JC Allen being a good sport. Okay, K. Jackson says the topic is Thurman versus Spence. He says, I'm biased ego. Okay, now that I know the topic, get into your argument. This is to KJ Jackson. What's biased ego about it? What did I say? What if I said that was a lie or incorrect? I'm just giving my opinion on a potential fight. So you tell me. See, what I notice about dudes is that you're always biased when you don't say what they want you to say. All I said was, why are you making videos about the ball throwing? Okay, listen. You don't have to divert to other stuff. Just get to the part where I'm biased. That's what we're here for. You're in the hot seat. The fans are waiting for one of us to lose. So get to your argument. I'm biased ego, even though we weren't even talking about Thurman Spence, but whatever. So just explain. Okay, he says the constant attack on Thurman, bro. Fine. What constant attack? What have I said that you disagree with? So name something, since you know my material, it sounds like, because I seen you're the same. I remember your name on the video I did about Thurman. I seen it. I just seen it before I did this. So you left a comment and called me biased there. Now you come into my live stream and found me and called me biased again. So you explain it. Ego, you just don't get it. Well, then you can just get it in the hot seat after I finish this dude. So pause. That sounded suspect. But so what did I say that you disagree with about the constant attack on Thurman? Y'all remember that name. His name is Boxing King 03. He's next. I disagree with all the flack you give Thurman when he has legit reasons. Elbow surgery. You got to start using specifics, because now you're just beating around the bush. What have I said? You're saying constant flack. You said I'm biased and I'm giving him constant flack. Name something I said. What did I say specifically that you didn't agree with? Someone said I'm voting now, L. Fighting Danny and Sean Porter back to back. What are you talking about? Name something I said that you disagree with. What is him fighting Danny and Sean back to back? What does that have to do with something I said? You're not even like making an argument. You're just stating his box rec, who he fought. We know who he fought, Danny Garcia, and before that, Sean Porter. What did I say in this constant flack, me hating or me being biased, that you disagree with? See, look, Ant ain't even feeling you. He said full sentences, bro. This is what I go through. What did I say about Keith Thurman that you disagree? You said that Thurman doesn't have the same hunger he used to have when he's unified. I said he doesn't have the same energy. I said Keith Thurman don't have the same energy as when he was a unified champion. And that's not even really a good point that proves that I'm biased. That is my opinion. Like, I like Black Panther. I thought it was a good movie. Some people may not have liked it, but I thought it was good. So I'm saying, in my opinion, whether you want to use the word hunger or energy, and I know I've definitely said he doesn't have the same energy, but whatever. You say hunger, which is, you said hunger, bro. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you over semantics and one specific word. Energy, hunger, cool. That's my opinion that he doesn't have it. So, since you want to bring up something like that, and I guess that's proving that I'm biased, you explain to me how his energy looks the same. And then I can explain why I don't think his energy or hunger, whatever you want to use, doesn't look the same. That's my personal opinion, FYI. But I can explain it. Anything I say, I can explain why I feel that. Right or wrong, I can explain it. So you explain how his energy, how Keith Thurman, when he was fighting on HBO, back in the day, you might not have even been watching him then, like I was. When he was fighting Jan Zavik and all them guys on HBO, how his energy looks the same to you. His energy is the same because he's unified champ, bro. Yes, I saw that, by the way. Ego, I agree with you, Reed Thurman. Okay, so his energy is the same because he fought Danny Garcia. Is this really it? This is what you guys bring to me? So the whole thing, so his energy, when they ask him about Errol Spence, what does he say? What does he say about that fight? He could be undisputed if he beats Errol Spence and then later on beats Terrence Crawford. So listen, we're supposed to be getting to the part where I'm biased, and I don't say how any of this is making me biased. But once again, I'll play your little game because it's a vampire stream. So how is his energy the same? Because he's unified, because he fought Danny Garcia and got another belt. What about the energy when he's, because the real energy, since we're being real, I'm talking about mostly when he's asked about Errol Spence. So you saying his energy is the same because he beat Danny Garcia for a belt, that doesn't really have anything to do with what I've said. I'm talking about his energy mostly when he's fighting, when Errol Spence is mentioned. Okay, now you're just lying, and now this is what, when they start gasping for breath, that's how you know their time is coming. Now he says, you make it seem like Errol is the greatest ever. I never said that. You're clearly wasting people's time now. I've never said Errol Spence is invincible. I never said no one can beat him in this era. I never said any of that. So I don't know where you're getting this greatest ever. I don't even do a pound for pound list of current motherfuckers. So I know I've never said he's the greatest ever. Okay, you're clearly lying. He says, yeah, you actually did. I said Errol Spence was the greatest ever. You're lying. I know you're lying. Anyone that watches my channel knows you're lying. I told you guys I don't even do a pound for pound list. So why would I say Errol Spence is the greatest ever when his best name is Kell Brook coming off of a loss? I mean, stop it. Anybody that knows my channel know I didn't say no dumb shit like that. You see, that's pathetic, man. When you gotta lie to make up your point, you talk, oh, you actually did. Okay. See, now he's just lying. Yes, you did, bro. Okay, when did I say this? You tell me. I just want to see how long this lie is going to keep going. So when did I say this? Was it a live stream? Was it in a video you recall? How do I reach that video? Or was it on Instagram? We'll play your game. I just want to see how many lies you come up with. Okay, he says the video about Errol Spence. Once again, I'm biased. Now you're clearly wasting people's time. Oh, it's the video about Errol Spence. We're not doing this all day. The fans know what's up. So just to add insult to injury, since I'm biased, you did a piss poor job of proving that. Dude said you made a video saying, hey, how great he is. I know for a fact I've never done that. But anyway, all the other Egos Army and people who have followed my channel for any length of time Do you guys remember this alleged video where I got on the horn and said Errol Spence is the greatest ever? Even the comments, people were asking you to keep making videos about Errol Spence Jr. Okay, you just sound pathetic. That's how you know when they have no argument. So you're blaming me for comments that other people made. This man said, even in the comments, what is other people's comments? I have 110,000 plus subscribers. How can I control the comments that are being left? How's that make me biased because fans are leaving comments? Anyway, I'm gonna ask the question again so we can get this dude out of here, clearly wasting everyone's time. Does anyone ever remember me making a video, and please direct me to this video, where I said Errol Spence was the greatest ever? Because this is what he's alleging. He says, you act like Errol Spence is the greatest ever. And I've never said that. I've never once said that. I haven't said that about Deontay Wilder. I haven't said that about Terrence Crawford. There's a lot of fighters that are good, but I didn't. Canelo, I never said that about none of these dudes. You're lying. And you're wasting people's time. I'm like, what video? Oh, the video. Okay. The video about Errol Spence you did. You're lying. But I'm the biased one. Okay. I'm not blaming you, but you do give Errol the edge on everything when it comes to Thurman. Bro, you're drowning, and it looks pathetic, and the fans see that. So let's just vote. He's wasting our time. If he got that L and didn't prove how I'm biased ego, put your L's up. Here's what they think about you. Like I said, you can say whatever about me, but you ain't gonna fool the real boxing fans. Shooter, get him out of here. I'm not pathetic, homie. I got an opinion just like you. Opinion's not a problem. It's a problem when you start lying on people with your opinion. This dude said, I said Errol Spence was the greatest ever. What? Hey, Boxing King 03, the fans do not want me to let up on you. You was talking that shit. Where you at? Show your face. If you don't respond in the next 30 seconds, then we just gonna move on because I'm done with you dudes. This is every time. This is what we go through. Oh, you're so fucking biased. What'd I say? And then you get back to basic shit, and they can't ever explain what they're talking about. What did I say about Errol Spence that you disagree with? You said he was the greatest ever. No, I've never said that. Does that even sound like me? What? Like, just understand the logic. If you guys follow my channel, I specifically said I don't do pound for pound lists. Usually I say you can tell who's number one, but I said I don't spend the time to make a full top 10 pound for pound list because in my opinion, it would always be changing, forever changing. It is too subjective and it's a waste of my time. So if I'm not even going to make a pound for pound list, why would I just be like, oh, Errol Spence is the greatest ever when he hasn't fought the Keith Thurmans and you know what I'm saying? He's just now getting to the spotlight where he can hopefully fight these names. I'm just saying give Thurman a break. He got 2 belts. No, you said I got it all wrong, so you explain in the hot seat what I got wrong. Now don't try to cop a plea. I'm just saying give Thurman a break. Give him a break for what? Like he can fight a tune-up. I've interviewed Thurman. I have no problem with Thurman. I'm just giving you my opinion. Ego, why they be arguing with emotions? You tell me. See, that's what I'm saying. It's all emotions. It's not that I'm saying something wrong. I'm not calling Keith Thurman out of his name. I never said he sucks. This is stuff y'all do. Oh, fucking Clinello and Bitch Nello and Floyd Gay Runner, Freud Runner and all. I don't do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not like, oh, Keith Bitch Time, and I'm not calling him names. He's a good fighter. I'm not calling him sometimes and run. You don't ever see me doing it. I'm giving merely my opinion on a situation. I don't have a Keith Thurman. If he wanted to talk, he could DM me. I give him my number. I'll interview him, whatever. Like I don't have no issue. So anyway, we'll see if you're the Boxing King 03 in this hot seat. You said I got it all wrong. What have I got wrong? What do you disagree with? Same question. How am I gonna beat two hot seats back to back with the same question? What did I say that you disagree with? Where's this boxing king at, man? This y'all king? I'm on my Black Panther shit. This y'all king? The one that's supposed to lead you and protect you? This y'all king? Where you at, boxing king? This y'all king? You about to get thrown. Oh my God. This y'all king? But I'm the biased one all the time until it comes time to explain it. And then we find out who's really biased. Oh, you're totally wrong about Broner. What'd I say that was wrong? Broner's a bitch. Okay, but I'm the biased one. But you calling another grown man that will whoop your ass a bitch and all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it is in boxing, I guess. Emotions run high. Hey, shooter, get boxing king on a 20-minute, I mean not 20-minute, 20-second timer. If he has not responded, I'll stop the time if he's responded. They be ducking me in this hot seat. He's like, I'm just saying, give Keith Thurman a break. I'm not giving you a break in this hot seat because you was the one talking about, oh, you just don't get it, ego. Okay, so you tell me what I've said that I don't get, where I'm not getting the big picture that you see, or that you disagree with. Someone said, duck, duck, goose. You better not duck, ego, thun. Y'all funny. Boxing King, I just seen you respond like not too long ago. Now all of a sudden you're not responding at all. So we're just supposed to believe that you left. What have I said about Keith Thurman that you disagree with? Do you think he wants to fight Errol Spence soon? And I just got it all wrong and I'm reading it wrong? I mean, speak up. Y'all want me to give him 15 more seconds, or are we just gonna wait all day for him? You guys tell me. The fans run the channel, so you guys let me know. But I know you were just in here. You just fell asleep that quick when you got put in the hot seat. Oh shit, I gotta go to bed. All right, shooter, can you please find Boxing King 03 or whatever his name is and remove him for wasting everyone's time? See, that's what I'm saying. You're not coming to my stream lying on me, trying to like embarrass me, heckle me, and then you can't even speak to what you're saying. Damn, J-Dog got you quick. Damn, my shooter. Hey, my shooter's got to chill. J-Dog found you, and he didn't respond for a while. These shooters are on point. I told you, this is like Nino Brown at the Carter. The vampire stream. Vampire stream or morning stream for me, Jim, then off to work. Ego, you need a phone line, brother. Shit, that'll probably come, but it's trust me, it's gonna be more of the same. It'll probably just be funnier because you'll be able to hear these dudes goofy ass voices and arguments trying to battle the dawn. So I mean, the phone line. Y'all think I'm gonna start taking a bunch of L's because it's a phone line? It's just gonna be worse. And if somebody starts being disrespectful or like trying to overpower, then they're gonna get muted. But if it's a fair back and forth like we do in the hot seat, then it is what it is. But that's how I know how people try to win arguments. They try to outshout you and out yell. That won't work. Because we're just gonna revert the conversation, and like I said, if you get too disrespectful, then you're up out of here anyway. See, that's the thing with new media and the whole movement. You don't have to get louder and cuss and like name call all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, improve your argument. Stop switching the subject. This is gonna be fun. But you guys will see. Anyway, let's get back to this is what. Listen. I was talking about Eddie Hearn, Wilder, and Joshua. And this is what the detractors and the haters always do. They randomly brought Keith Thurman up because the title of the video, nobody was even talking about Keith Thurman anymore. I was talking about Eddie Hearn's comments about Anthony Joshua. And then I had to deal with two people in the hot seat. And now we're getting back to Joshua Wilder. Like, we weren't even talking about Keith Thurman anymore. So anyway, Hearn says, New York Commission gave Wilder a break, rightfully so. It's within their rules. It was potentially a career saver for Deontay Wilder. You can't criticize Deontay for that, or even the commission. So like I said, this whole stanza is really unnecessary. The 7th round was gone, but then you admit that you can't criticize Wilder for it. The commissioner gave him, rightfully so, within their rules, this career saver, or this checkup. So what's the point of even saying that? That's their new ruling. Yeah, they're checking for concussions. So none of that matters. Luis Ortiz got knocked out. What else was he saying? That's there for a reason for previous incidents that have happened. So clearly Eddie Hearn gets why it happened. So what's this whole, oh, it's a career saver? I mean, none of that. See, people, listen, I'm from the Bay Area. You got to learn how to move fast. There's a lot of places. New York's like this. I don't know. I haven't been everywhere, but you got to learn. New York has a lot of fast talkers. The Bay Area has a lot of hustlers and people trying to, oh, hey, I got these speakers in the back of my trunk. Like, you got to learn how to move fast and decipher what people are saying, who's trying to swindle you, who's like legit, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So none of this means really anything, because Eddie Hearn's telling Fight Hub that he understands why the break was called. He understands that there's past incidents that have led to New York being strict. He's saying this is well within the rules. He says everything that's truthful about this. You can't criticize Wilder for it happening, or you can't criticize the commission. So what's the whole, it was a career saver. They were going through protocol. So like I said, this whole point right here, none of this really matters, because you understand why it happened. You get the reason. It's a concussion test. Moving on. I didn't like it because it gives the fighter a chance to recover. See? More filler. And can simultaneously change the momentum of a fight. But you just said you can't fault the commission, you can't fight Wilder, but you personally didn't like it because it gives the fighter a chance to recover. Well, there's a lot of things I don't like. I don't like Adelaide Bird's scorecard. I don't like Texas scoring in general. I don't like Texas open scoring. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is all filler to me. None of this really, you understand why it's happening, why it's in place. And then look, this is talking in circles, but a fighter's health is paramount. And Deontay Wilder looked like he potentially could be stopped at that moment at the end of 7. So that definitely helped him. So listen, to me, that's double talking. That's what I call double talk. Because it's just, it's not amounting to something. Like, if you brought this up and you were mad that they did it and you're like, that's some bullshit, they should have never did it, then that's one thing, because your whole argument is against it. But Eddie Hearn just admitted he understands past incidents have led to New York being this strict. He understands why it was done. He says New York Commission was well within the right to do it. He says a fighter's health comes first. But then he also says, I don't like it. And he also says it changes the moment. So it's like, what is your standpoint? You know what I mean? It's like you're like playing both sides of the fence. So to me, there was a lot of filler in that statement. Like, okay, for example, they're talking about giving teachers guns in school, right? Keeping them armed. I don't think that's a good idea. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to get too political, but me personally, I don't think that's a good idea. What if there's a big student and they find the teacher's gun, or they get in a fight with their teacher and strong arm them and take the gun from them and shoot people? Now you have a gun. Like, school shootings are obviously heinous and bad, but now you're bringing classrooms with guns. You know what I mean? Second of all, I don't believe I believe in the right to bear arms, but I also think that some people shouldn't have guns because they wouldn't know. Look at Bishop and Juice. Some people wouldn't know how to handle a gun. Some people are afraid of guns. Some people don't know how to clean guns. Some people do stupid. I've seen videos where people look down the barrel, not knowing. See, I know about guns. Like I've handled guns. Not trying to act like I'm like John Wick or some shit, but if you never handle guns, it's a responsibility. Some people be pointing at people like, oh man, shut up. You know what I mean? Music videos or something, and they don't know how to check it to see if there's one in the chamber. They look down the barrel or something. You can accidentally misfire, double tap the gun. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think guns belong in everyone's hand. What if it's an old ass 67-year-old teacher who's never dealt with guns before, and then you give her a strap? You know what I mean? She might not know what to do with that. So the reason I'm bringing up this gun thing in school, because it's a current topic, and the thing is, it's like I just told you my standpoint. I don't think it's right. I understand we gotta keep our schools safe, but I don't think that's the reason by putting more guns in school buildings. You know what I'm saying? I think there's so much that could go wrong with that. But if Eddie Hearn, the way he just explained his Wilder shit, that's like saying, oh, I don't believe guns belong in schools, but I understand why teachers should have guns and they should lock them up, but they shouldn't have the gun. Like, it's like back and forth. Everything he just said, there was no real like standpoint. You said you understood why the New York State Athletic Commission is doing this because of past incidents. You said I can't blame Wilder or New York for doing it. This is their new ruling. So you're well aware of why they're doing. The health comes first, the protocol, but then you're also saying, hey, but it switches the momentum, so I don't like. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what is your real standpoint? You know what I mean? That's like me saying, like I said with the gun thing, oh, teachers shouldn't get guns. But I mean, if you want to give teachers guns, then you got to give them a banana clip. Like, what is your standpoint? First you say you didn't want the teachers to have a gun, now you want them to have a banana clip? You know what I'm saying? That's like, it's all over the place. Yeah, you got to give them that 30 dick in case they got a big classroom. They need that 30 dick. Stay ready, bruh. Like, what? I thought you didn't want them to have guns. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so that whole part of the interview don't make sense to me. And it's just like,
Luis Ortiz team talk about legal punches. Wilder hits with the inside of his hands. The thing about AJ is he's a bad motherfucker, and he wants to do damage to Deontay Wilder. He also wants to be an ambassador for the sport, but underneath that, he's a bad kid from the streets, and you have to have that in the sport to be a great fighter. Okay, make the fight then. I think Wilder against AJ, I think the game plan is going out the window. It's going to be a barn burner. Okay, more reason the fight should get made, right? That's what it would seem. Our job is to provide for the fans. Okay, then what does AJ versus Gerald Miller have to do with that if you're talking about how barn burner this will be? Our job is to give the people what they want. Anthony wants to give the fans what they want. He wants to fight Wilder now, straight away. And there's a very strong chance it'll be next after Joseph Parker. 80%. You guys get what I'm saying?
so once again, a promoter is saying everything that we want. So there's really no reason that he should fight someone. If he gets past Parker, there's no reason he should fight Gerald Miller or anybody else. Povetkin, Kubrat Pulev. Why? You just said it'll be a barn burner. Game plan goes out the window. AJ wants to fight. He wants to punish Deontay Wilder. Our job is to give the fans what they want. Our job is to give the people what they... Then it sounds like we're all on the same page, right? like I said, I can't wait till March 31st. Should be a good fight. Joseph Parker challenging and unifying with Joshua. After that, you know what fans want. Period. Period. Listen, in the writer on Boxing News 24, he talking about Hearn should let the Joshua Wilder fight marinate a little longer because both guys still need to be seen by boxing fans on the same card fighting other opposite. What? Joshua should fight New Yorker Jarrell Big Baby Miller, and Wilder should take on Charles Martin or Qbrat Pull. Bro, this is Who does this? Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is why, like I said, with the boxing media shit, I mean, Boxing News 24, a good website. I don't know who wrote this, but this is why I keep to myself when I go to these events, because I don't I don't agree with a lot of people, like what they're talking about. Why? He said, the article says Wilder should fight Charles Martin. Hey, bro. I'm about to start a different, like a tetherball channel. This boxing shit is funny as fuck. Do you understand, coming off the heels of Bermane Stiverne brutal rematch where you couldn't knock him out the first time, knocking him out brutally in the first round, then to Luis Ortiz, and then now you're saying he should fight Charles Martin, a guy who was a champion for one fight, and he won it in a weird way, and then Joshua knocked him out. That's going to build... Listen to what people are saying. In your mind, that's what's going to build Joshua Wilder? Not David Haye, Tony Bellew winner, which I don't care if Wilder or Joshua fight them next either. Not Tyson Fury. You're saying he needs to fight Charles Martin? He should fight Charles Martin. Or Qbrat Pulev, a guy who pulled out and didn't seem like he wanted no smoke with AJ. Like, and then this... Oh my gosh, this shit is crazy. The funny thing is this. If Wilder just beat Ortiz by knockout, knocked out everyone he's faced, at some point he's knocked out everybody. If he fights Charles Martin, they'll be like, oh, AJ's leftovers. Oh, Wilder back to cherry picking. Oh, Qbrat Pulev, he got knocked out by Klitschko. And then he didn't want no smoke and pulled out a week before the Joshua fight, right? Nobody's gonna really give Wilder credit for winning one of those two fights. All right, we got another hot seat. See, y'all want to keep interrupting me? Now I got to smoke you out. Graham France. Ego, you're a real big Wilder fan. What if I said that you disagree with? Why has it got to be I'm a huge Wilder fan? What if I said that you disagree with? And listen, I'm not waiting all day because I'm about to get off of this stream. I am not waiting all day. Make it snappy. Let me know. Because I see what you guys are doing. You try to do this. You try to say it as an insult. You know, oh, you're a huge Wilder fan. Like basically, oh, you're a dick riding Wilder. Okay. So what have I said that makes me this huge Wilder fan? What do you want to see next for Wilder, and what do you want to see next for Joshua? If Joshua gets past Parker. Someone put him on a 25-second timer, because I'm not waiting all day, because I'm about to go to sleep. They try to do that slick comments. I know the guy, oh, you're a big Wilder. Why I gotta be a big Wilder fan? Because I want to see a good fight? Why didn't you say I'm a big Joshua fan? I like Joshua too. Because I'm not presenting it how you think I should present it. You think I'm favoring one guy? Where is he at? Or she, or whoever. Anybody can get it. Damn, I'm catching bodies tonight. Graham France. Shooter, 5 seconds and get Graham France out of here. About 5 seconds, Shooter, get Graham France out of here. Darrell said your time is up. Shooter, get Graham France out of here. We're not playing these games. Oh, you're a huge Wilder fan. Why? Because I want to see a good fight. Now I got to be a huge fan and all that. Very predictable. Do I have any shooters left on the Vampire stream? Oh, now I got to get them because... Let me get them. I don't know if I have any more shooters right now. Got him. So easy. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, ooh, you're a huge Wilder fan. Why I gotta be a huge Wilder fan? Because I want to see an undisputed heavyweight champion. Why can't I be a huge heavyweight boxing fan or a huge boxing fan? I mean, honestly. And that's what I'm saying. They try to do that slick shit because they're trying to make it as if I hate Joshua or don't like Joshua because I'm saying something or questioning something his promoter said, right? Or something he may have said. But anyway, we got to see it. But this guy's talking about Wilder should fight Charles Martin. Really? Like, listen, I'm going to show y'all again.
Hearn should let Joshua Wilder fight marinate a little while longer because both guys still need to be seen by the boxing fans on the same card fighting other opposition. Joshua should fight New Yorker Gerald Big Baby Miller, and Wilder should take on Charles Martin or Kubrat Pulev.
Like, really? How? Again, I'm gonna try to say I'm gonna say this and I'm out of here because the Vampire stream must come to an end so I can go to sleep. I'm gonna say this again. This whole marinating thing is a facade. It's a facade in the sense of, first of all, most of these fights will never be what Mayweather versus Pacquiao was to boxing. So that waiting 5 years, not every fight can wait 5 years. Canelo Triple G damn sure wouldn't be able to wait 5 years and then have been this massive payout. You know what I mean? Because first of all, Canelo and Triple G would have to stay undefeated fighting good names for 5 years, right? Second, some guys don't have the star power and established individual star power like Pacquiao and Mayweather had. So this whole marinate, the only way that you could really, really build it up and make it tenfold and so much more hype than what it already is if they're fighting like top names or names like I said, like Luis Ortiz, Joseph Parker's, like guys who at least, oh, he's undefeated. You know what I mean? Charles Martin has a knock. If you're a listen, I'm gonna try to explain this as best as Charles Martin. See, they're trying to say, this writer is trying to say Joshua Wilder, the fight needs to marinate a little while longer, right? Fact. So both guys can basically build up, just the promoter talk, build up and be seen by more casuals to get the fight really hyped. Yeah, sounds great. But this is the thing. If you're a fucking casual, then that means you probably don't know much about boxing. Or you don't know anyone outside of the major players. Maybe you live in the UK and you know AJ. Maybe you've heard of Deontay Wilder, you live in the States, right? But you're not gonna know who Kubrat Pulev is from Bulgaria or wherever he's from. You're not gonna know who Charles Martin is, who disappeared and started doing weird rap videos on Instagram. You know what I mean? You really simply wouldn't know that. So the problem lies with what the writer's talking about. Is you telling me that Wilder needs to fight Charles Martin or Kubrat Pulev to build excitement, but a casual wouldn't know Charles Martin or Kubrat Pulev. And then if they did their research or heard the telecast, then they would see on BoxRec, or if they said on the telecast, oh, Charles Martin is a former champion that got knocked out by Anthony Joshua. Kubrat Pulev is a former mandatory that pulled out of the fight with Anthony Joshua that got knocked out by Vladimir Klitschko in like 5 rounds or whatever. So how in the fuck is that gonna sell Joshua Wilder by seeing Wilder fight Charles Martin. I mean, really, because again, a casual doesn't know all the details, so that's not going to really do now. Now, if you were watching the Showtime telecast and you didn't know who Luis Ortiz is, at the very least, if you went to BoxRec, right, or if you went to or watched the Showtime and they're telling you, they'd be like, man, Luis Ortiz had 300 and something amateurs, or you go to BoxRec and see he has a 80% knockout ratio, or he has 4 knockouts in his last 5-6 fight. You know what I mean? You start seeing those details, and he's undefeated. You'd be like, oh, okay, I don't know this Luis Ortiz guy, but let me check it out. But this dude's writer is talking about Wilder should fight Charles Martin, a guy who's been knocked out. He should fight against Q-Rap Pull-Up, a guy that's been knocked out. Really? That's letting it marinate? Like, the whole purpose, like, I cook. So the whole purpose to let something marinate is let it have a savory flavor. Let all the juices and, like, just natural seasoning or whatever you put on it seep in, right? To ultimately make your tri-tip taste better. But I don't see how Wilder beating Charles Martin or Q-Rap Pulev is going to make Joshua Wilder taste better to the fans, be more of a main event for the fans. And this is what I'm talking about. And the fan, what fans, a boxing media writer wrote this. Hearn should let Joshua Wilder fight marinate a little while longer. That's like you have a girl and you like her, she likes you, and you guys have been dating a couple weeks, couple months, and she's ready to get intimate with you. Like, yes, let's go into my bedroom and have sex. And you're like, no, let's let it marinate. I absolutely do not want to have sex with you right now. Even though I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me. We'll let this thing marinate, okay? What? I know you're wet. Listen, I know you're wet right now. We Netflix and chill. I kissed you on your neck. I made you wet. But let's just let this marinate a little bit longer. What dude would say that? What? Yeah, motherfucker, I know we've been dating. I bought all these dinners and took you ice skating and movies and all that. But I want to let this shit marinate. Like, who says that? I know I turned you on. I mean, I didn't mean to make you this horny. Let's just let it marinate. Give me some pussy in 2 years. Like, you want pussy in 2 years? She's trying to give it to you now. Like, you worked for this, and then she's down, you're down, it's consensual. Give me the pussy later. I want it to marinate a bit. What? Like I said, what dude is gonna do that? What girl is gonna do that? If he's trying to slang dick to you, you know what I'm saying? And you like him and he likes you, it's like, no, I like you and put your schlong away. No, don't do it. But you like him and he likes you and he's trying to give you what you need. Let's just let it marinate. I just want to let it marinate. I'm ready for it right now, but I want to marinate. It's a good idea, but let it marinate. Like, let's just let it marinate. I just want to let it marinate. I don't know why the girl sounds like this right now, but who does this? Guy or girl? And you know, I try to come up with some funny analogies. I want the dick, but let's just let it marinate. We gotta let it marinate. I'm making the girl sound terrible. I don't know why, but my throat hurts doing all these fucking impressions and shit. Let's just let it marinate. I'm horny, but let it marinate. Let's just wait. Like, now, I'm not trying to say rape the chick. Like, if she wants to wait. Hold on, let me stop with all this Me Too shit going on. Listen, I'm talking about if she wants you, and she, like, okay, let me say it like this, because so Ego, you're telling me to rape the bitch, right? Like, no, I'm not telling y'all to rape nobody, right? I'm saying if she really likes you, she's really into you, and she's ready to take that plunge, and then she's like, let it marinate. That's like, it doesn't make sense. Or like I said with the guy, it doesn't make sense. If y'all both want the same thing, this is what you guys have dated for, and now you want to take it to the next level. What dude is, I'm just gonna let this marinate. How about a couple more dates? Then I'll give you a good old one. Put it there, Tiger. Like, what? What do these are boxing fans and boxing media saying this shit. Joshua Wilder. Let's let the promoters make some more money that we'll never see. How about that? Let's see. I called Wilder bum squad, but let me see him fight Kubrat Pulev, and let's see Deontay Wilder fight Charles Martin, and then we could talk about Joshua. Who does this? You're a boxing fan. Who does this? AC Mon, who does this? SA. This is crazy. Boxing fans telling you that see, I don't know what the promoters did. Like, promoters may have brainwashed people or done the fuck shit for so long that people just accept it. You know what I'm saying? Let's let the promoters sell 20,000 tickets and 20,000 seats for fights that I don't even care about while we let it marinate. Like, who does this? So you want see, and I don't know what people thought. People got mad at Wilder, said he was racist, like, oh, because he's like, oh yeah, just another white man milking a brother. He said that comment or whatever, and people felt the type of way. But I think this is what he's talking about. He's talking about milk the experience. Like, hey, I'm gonna give you all these other fights before I give you Joshua Wilder. I'm gonna extend it. I'm gonna keep the gravy train flowing. I'm gonna keep making these other fights that are less than the fight with Joshua Wilder and extend it. That's what I think. That's what I think he was talking about. Someone's trying to hook up in the chat. Oh, wow. It's because I talked about that marinade shit and y'all started. I'm ready now. I just want to marinate. Let's just wait. Let it marinate. I ain't never heard this. I don't know. Maybe it's different in the Bay Area, but my boys, my homies, they with a girl, and she's feeling them, and they're feeling her, and they've been dating, and they're ready to take it to the next level, and she's down. You have nothing but space and opportunity. None of my boys is going to be like, let's just let it marinate. We got to build up and really delve into our feelings, you know? I just want to feel a little warm and tingly inside. You know, like when I see you text and I get butterflies in my stomach, that's what I'm talking about. Well, let's just marinate until then. Man, if she's like, I'm down, my boys, or me, fuck it. I mean, I'll just be real. I'm just like my boys. Birds of a feather flock together, motherfucker. Like, man, if it's the timing's right for both of us and she's down, I ain't talking about no marinating. We gonna marinate, all right? Yeah, okay. We got nothing but space and opportunity. We got an empty room. Yeah, that bed over there, that's a Cow King, huh? You talking about some marinade? You said you don't want to sleep with me. That's what you telling me, huh? Ain't had nothing. We gonna marinate, all right? You know, if y'all know what I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, talking about let it marinate. This is boxing fans. She likes you. You like her. Stop it, honey. I was cool with you kissing on my neck and on the lips. We activated the juices. It's getting hot and heavy, but let's just wait. Let's just wait. So until we both can't take it. Like, this is like one of them Hollywood movies or something. I think Ashton Kutcher, one of them motherfuckers, was in a movie like that where they can't have sex for like 60 days or something. And they're like trying to turn it. I'm like, man, that's some movie shit. If she's with it and I'm with it and this is what we want to do as consenting adults, there ain't shit to marinate, nothing to marinate. Just like these fights. We got boxing fans who are live and die by this shit, watch every boxing fight, telling me that Joshua Wilder should wait and have the fans see other fights that mean less, that generate less, that will give the fighter who wins less clout to see something else. That's crazy. Wilder should fight Charles Martin. You could at least say Wilder should fight. You said Wilder should fight Charles Martin. You could have said he should fight somebody else, maybe. You know what I mean? But this is crazy, man. 90-Day Rule. Yeah, it's a movie like that where they were purposely trying to like wait before they did anything. Who's Ronald? Hey, Ronald, you are tripping. He said Lisa better not duck me, son. Hey, don't be hooking up and then doing weird shit like we met on Boxing Ego's page. Like, if y'all hook up or do some weird shit, don't put me in that. I don't have nothing to. Yeah, Ego set this up. I didn't do shit. I was just live streaming. I'm gonna spit my water out. Y'all tripping. Shout out to Matt. What up, man? Yeah, man. But boxing fans, who does that? Like, if you from Tijuana and another guy's from Mexico City and you're diehard boxing fans and you heard Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera had beef and they were trying to fight each other, do you think they're gonna be like, no, fuck Ole, like, let that shit marinate, let it ride, let them keep beefing? Like, who's gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a boxing fan. Someone said boxing Tinder. And these vampire streams be so lit because someone said Simone essay. Like, you know what I mean? You want to see that. You're not going to be like, no, let Barrera and Eric Morales keep going at each other, talking more shit. And then in the future, they'll fight. Let it build. Let it merit. No, Leroy. I'm bilingual. I'm an Aztec warrior. Like, this is what has come to in boxing, people. You might catch something like an STD or even worse feelings. Hey, I don't know what I've started, but y'all on Tinder, somebody said something about STDs. Y'all are really tripping it. Vampire streams bring out the worst in people. Y'all really are some vampires. I'm trying to talk about boxing. Y'all talking about the clap and shit. Clap on. Clap on. But yeah, man, who's gonna say that? I want to see Barrera and Morales milk it and fight everyone else but each other. Like, who's gonna say that? Ego, I and OJ. I don't know what that is. OJ Simpson. I and OJ with AJ. Hey, y'all gotta check the spelling. AJ Ortiz, Wilder, White. If they are going to mess around, but they should fight. I don't really get that, what you said, because you said something about OJ. I'm looking for White Bronco and shit. That threw me off, that OJ shit. I don't even know what that meant. I heard he did a confession or some shit on Fox from a couple of years ago. That Orenthal. Hey, that OJ. I'm not black, I'm OJ. I ain't OJ. Hey, I don't know nothing about that. Whatever you talking about. Someone said heat truck. Hey, I could have bought a place in Dumbo before it was Dumbo. Yeah, that Iron OJ threw me off. Yo, I'm out of here. Yo, funny as hell right now. Maybe I'm delirious. What time is it for y'all? Y'all drinking liquor? Hey, Vampire Streets be lit. Hey, y'all funny. This is funny. You're all drunk at 6:18 in the morning? Damn. Cold world. Y'all babysitting that bottle. Y'all got it on the nightstand like Vampire Stream. Oh yeah, it's late. I'm out of here. The Vampire Stream. But bottom line, yeah, Wilder fighting Charles Martin or Quebec Pro Live. Hey, let's do one. We need like 175 likes. Smash the like button. We've been having fun. Smash the like button. I forgot to remind y'all, but this is hilarious at this point. But anyway, I'm telling you, all this marinating stuff, and that's crazy that you got boxing writers and boxing fans actually buying this stuff, saying they should marinate. Hey, you know what the funny thing is? Just if y'all want to know what the funniest thing, let's try to get to 180 likes. I'm gonna say it like this. Eddie Hearn says, I think the game plan is going out the window, Hearn said. It's going to be a barn burner, meaning Joshua Wilder. Our job is to provide for the fans. Our job is to give
people what they want. Anthony wants to give the fans what they want. He wants to fight Wilder now, straight away, and there's a very strong chance it'll be next, right? So Eddie Hearn, whoever wrote this article, quoted what Eddie Hearn says, so I know they had to write that. And he says, Joshua wants Wilder straight away. There's an 80% chance it happens. It's going to be a barn burner. We want to give the fans what they want. He thinks he wants to do damage to Deontay Wilder because he's a bad motherfucker. These are all direct quotes in the article, right, from the writer. And then the writer says Hearn should let the fight marinate with Joshua and Wilder, and Joshua should fight Gerald Miller, and Wilder should fight Charles Martin or Kubrat Pulev. So Eddie Hearn just told you Wilder is on AJ's hit list and there's an 80% chance, and you're still saying it needs to marinate. I'm not understanding boxing right now. He says Joshua wants Wilder straight away, 80% chance it happens. He wants to do damage to Wilder. Joshua Wilder is a barn burner once again. And you say Wilder should not fight Joshua next. He should fight Charles Martin. I'd rather see Deontay Wilder fight Martin Lawrence, Martin Luther King, Martin Sheen than Charles Martin right now. I'd rather see him fight. What are you talking about? Charles Martin? When's the last time? I'm not even trying to rope, but when's the last time Charles Martin even fought? Yeah, I'd rather see him fight Ray Charles. I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby. You got the right one, baby. Like Charles Martin. Like when's the last time he was on PBC? I don't even remember. Yeah, Martin Short. Man, all the Martins. Marty Marr. That's crazy. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if the promoters got boxing writers and fans brainwashed or they just accept whatever. But AJ wants Wilder, he's saying. He says he wants him. He wants to do damage and he wants him straight away. And you're saying let it build. And once again, that whole marinate argument, I could understand if they're going to let it marinate with fights that would really catapult the value of Joshua Wilder. For example, like since we were talking about OJ, that Story of OJ song by Jay-Z. See, y'all gotta get to 200 likes or closer to it. Smash the like button because I'm staying up late trying to drop these gems on the Vampire Stream for y'all. So do me that solid and smash the like button. But just like the Story of AJ by Jay-Z, he's talking about how he said, I could have bought a place in Dumbo before it was Dumbo. It's a nice upscale place in Brooklyn. I could have bought a place in Dumbo before it was Dumbo. And he didn't choose to do it. And then now he sees that area, how much it's expanded and how much places are worth, right? So now he's regretting it. And that's why he says, guess how I'm feeling, Dumbo? Like, hey, I fucked up. I could have invested in this area and got me a place in this area and been making money from this area when it was coming up. Now the places are, the property is probably expensive because it's already lucrative. That's what happened. You know what I mean? Like Bitcoin and all that. I'm gonna drop a gem for you. I guess how I'm feeling, Dumbo. Jay-Z said, financial freedom, my only hope. Fuck living rich and dying broke. I bought some artwork for $1 million. 2 years later, that shit worth $2 million. Few years later, that shit worth $8 million. I can't wait to give this shit to my children. Y'all think it's bougie. I'm like, it's fine. But I'm trying to give you $1 million worth of game for $9.99. Let's break this down. He says, I bought some artwork for $1 million. 2 years later, that shit worth $2 million. Few years later, that shit worth $8 million. I can't wait to give this shit to my children.
You know why? Because Jay-Z is a businessman, and him and Beyonce and all that, he's like almost a billion. Well, him and Beyonce are worth a billion, but he's almost worth a billion dolo. And he's a businessman, and he knows that certain things like painting, works of art, they actually appreciate instead of depreciate because they're cemented in history. Everyone wants a Michelangelo painting, and this is the only one he did of this, or Van Gogh, or you know what I'm saying, Basquiat or whatever, right? That's why he's saying, I bought some artwork for 1 million. 2 years later, that shit worth 8 million or 2 million. 3 years later, or a few years later, that shit worth 8 million. Because over time, that will grow. It's like you have a baseball card, original Topps Jackie Robinson or Mickey Mantle card. When it was made, it wasn't worth nothing but however 5 cents you had to pay for it. But nowadays, that Mickey Mantle card, that Jackie Robinson Babe Ruth card, original in mint condition, is probably worth some money. So now that we're talking about things appreciating or depreciating, back to boxing. In boxing, fights can appreciate. Like if Mayweather and Pacquiao would have fought when we wanted them to fight or whatever, the 5 years ago, let's say Pacquiao agreed to drug testing, which he didn't, but let's say he did, then that fight, let's say that was worth less. Floyd would have made less, Pacquiao would have made less, and that would have been that. But based on their particular story, they strung it out, people still had an interest, and then it became the highest grossing fight in all time. So I said that to say this. Fights like Joshua nor Wilder have the level of contemporaries or the individual accolades to the point where they could string that fight on for 5 years and people, it's still going to be something that 4.3 million or whatever, 4.7 million people would buy. People would get old and bored of that. They don't have the type of people. We live in a disposable, high-paced society. People lose interest and forget about things quick. Look at all these sob stories, like that little boy Keaton that was getting bullied. There's nobody that I've seen talking about Keaton right now. We found out his mom's racist, like, oh, okay, yeah. And no one's even talking about him. You know what I mean? The school shooting is huge news, and then something else happens, and people forget about it. Not forget, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's so many things happening. So the thing with Wilder Joshua, I really don't see how fighting a guy like Charles Martin is going to up Deontay Wilder's catalog to the point where they're like, man, I gotta see Joshua Wilder now because he beat a guy that Joshua knocked out. You get what I'm saying? So to me, this marination, letting fights marinate, is overstated. The only way it will work is if you're fighting like big names, guys who are household names, or just big events and big fights that people would tune into, and then it would build the anticipation. Like Floyd fought Miguel Cotto and Canelo before he fought Pacquiao. Then the first Maidana fight was good. Then the second rematch with Maidana was good. All of this led up to him fighting Pacquiao, right, over those years. He fought Juan Manuel Marquez. He fought Ricky Hatton. Pacquiao fought whoever, Shane Mosley during that time. He fought Marquez again during that time. He fought Ricky Hatton and knocked him out. He fought Oscar De La Hoya right before that. You know what I'm saying? He fought Tim Bradley. There's controversy. So those things kept the interest alive for Pacquiao and Mayweather. Heavyweight doesn't have names like that, like Cotto, Hatton, Shane Mosley, where they've already done a lot independently to the point where it's going to raise the profile of Joshua Wilder much more than what it's at right now. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you guys understand where I'm coming from? Like, I just don't see it. Now, let's say the heavyweight division, let's say we merged it with another division, and Wilder fought Mike Tyson, and Joshua fought Evander Holyfield, guys who were established, guys like Lennox Lewis. Let's say Joshua fought Evander Holyfield and beat Lennox Lewis, and then Wilder fought Tyson, who he said he would beat, right? Then, now when Wilder and and Joshua eventually fight, people be like, okay, we seen him go through Holyfield, we seen him go through Lennox, we seen him go through Mike Tyson, all established guys, right? Or Klitschko, Vitaly, or something, right? Now that would be the type of build up if they kept winning like that at that high level with contemporary big names that already had a platform, fought on HBO or Showtime several times. Then I could understand that growing the Joshua Wilder fight. But if Wilder fights Charles Martin, that won't be a better win than Luis Ortiz. Most people probably wouldn't say it's a better win than Bermane Stiverne too, and how that played out. So if it's not going to be something substantial, then it'd be listen, Wilder versus Stiverne, I was at that fight. It did a little over 10,000 seats. The Luis Ortiz fight did a little over 14,000 seats. If he fought in Brooklyn, Charles Martin, how many seats do you think that'd do? You think it'd do more than Luis Ortiz, which real boxing fans wanted to see that fight? And there was controversy and it had to get rescheduled? Like, come on, man. So again, I think Stiverne too probably would outsell Wilder fighting Charles Martin. So if it's not going to help build it to some mega event, then how is that going to really build the Joshua fight? Oh, hey, I just beat Charles Martin or Kubrat Pulev. How is that going to work? It won't. So it's not going to... I mean, even if Joshua beats Gerald Miller, that's cool. It's not a bad fight. Boxing fans will know who it is, but Gerald Miller, good dude, but he's not like a household name at this point. To the point where you're like, fuck, you already beat Klitschko. That's like the biggest in Joshua's career. So if it's not going to be at that level or around that level, then I don't really see how it's really promoting it by stalling it out. Does that make sense? I really don't see how that's going to enhance it and make this do galactic numbers. People want to see Wilder Joshua now, and there's not that many contemporaries that most people feel would beat him. Period. If you had Tommy Morrison and other guys who, you know what I mean, Tommy Morrison was in Rocky V, right? So if he was part of this era, rest in peace, Tommy. If he was part of this era and then Joshua beat him, Joshua beat his fellow countryman, Lennox Lewis, Razor Ruddock, Ray Mercer, stuff like that, okay. Then that would, but it's not that many people, to be honest. So I don't really see it being enhanced by beating Charles Martin. Period. So March 31st, it goes down. It's going to be interesting to see who Joshua, how he looks versus Parker, and who he fights after that. And that is the Vampire Stream. It's been real. We had some good laughs. Try to get to 200 likes, smash the like button, catch the replay. The Vampire Stream. Shout out to everybody, man. And I'm out.